Oh, all right, boys and girls. Today, Professor Shane, we're going to talk a little bit about something called credit. Now, stay tuned. All right, what's up, everybody? Shane here, and I'm back. And I wonder if I could talk to you about credit. Like the intro says, we're going to talk about credit. But before I get into it and kind of dive into what credit is and what really makes up a credit score, I wanted to get my wife's opinion about the scenario that I was going to talk about earlier. My little brother is 22 years old, and he is looking to buy a house for his first time. And he asked me if he was ready to go, and I asked him about credit, and he's like, I don't even know if I have credit. And then I went into this situation and I asked Rachel about credit as well, and here's kind of her thoughts on credit and the whole scenario with my brother and all. I'm gonna roll that footage right now. What do you think, Rach?
What credit is?
Yeah.
I don't know what credit is.
I don't think anybody knows what credit is.
But I know it's number one.
Really?
I think it's like the most important thing, because everybody we come across says, well, I have the money, I have the down payment, I make good money, but it doesn't matter. Your credit is one of the biggest factors
of getting a loan.
Yeah, okay, so here, as I say that, credit, I think credit is basically going to tell the bank, or if you're renting, the property manager or whatever, that you pay your bills on time. It's proof that you actually are responsible.
When did you like know or think about credit? I don't think a lot of people do it.
So my first credit card was Victoria's Secret.
No way.
Yeah, don't even shop there.
I feel like a lot of people's like that.
It was like $200. I think I got it because, you know, when you go shopping and they're like, hey, open up this line of credit and you'll save 10%. And I'm like, yeah, my 18-year-old self.
I think my first credit card was a Circuit City credit card, so it's similar. Okay. $500.
Mine was like $200. I paid it off, so that was good. And then after that, I think I got a Capital One credit card. I had 3 because I specifically remember when I was 19, I bought my first car at a dealership, and they said, whew, good thing you had 3 lines of credit. So I don't know where the 3 lines came, but they were very adamant that I needed 3 lines of credit to purchase my first car.
Oh.
And I didn't know anything about a credit score at that point either, but I was responsible and I paid my bills, so I would assume that my credit was good or non-existent because I just didn't have any. So to answer your question, I think that shows that you're responsible to pay. And that's why it's so important to have credit to start building it, so that when you do want to purchase a house, when your mortgage lender pulls that, they can see, okay, cool, responsible, they pay their bills. All right, now let's see what their debt to income is. Let's see, what kind of down payment they have. So in regards to like our little brother. Yeah, kinda.
I guess
he's huge.
He's my younger brother. How about that?
I think when he said, I don't know if I have credit, how do I figure that out? Kind of tells you right there, you probably don't have credit, or your score's probably low. Not because he's not responsible, but because he doesn't have the accounts open to start building it up.
I don't think that younger people are advised to even think about that.
Yeah, I actually do like Credit Karma, that you can just pop on there and check it, or you can go to Chase or Wells Fargo, whoever you bank with, and you're usually going to tell you your FICO or whatever it is. But it's also interesting how much your credit score drops from what you see on Credit Karma and when a lender pulls your credit to get you a loan. Yeah, because it's completely different. Completely different. So I always hear that a lot. People saying, oh yeah, my Credit Karma score is awesome. I've got like 800. So it's like, okay, so you really have a 700.
Or like a 7, it's a low, or a high 7s or something.
Yeah, it lowers.
It definitely fluctuates. Yeah. I think when I had like an 800 one time and then they pulled it was like a 730. So definitely use Credit Karma as a tool, but not necessarily the end all be all.
Yeah, and they have a lot of, this is like churching up Credit Karma. They have a lot of tips on their website on how you can increase your credit.
Yeah.
But I know I hear all the time, just get a gas card.
Get a gas card, yeah.
Pay for your gas, pay it off.
Yep.
Pay for your gas, pay it off to start building up your credit.
So I'll get into like what makes up a FICO score, but we just want to kind of give you an idea of, you know, if you're younger and you want to build credit, or if you don't have credit, it's some good tools. Whoa.
Is that person leaving?
Yes. Flip it on. Look at this. You scored. In the front row.
This better not say like 15 minutes.
Nope. Park it. Holy smokes.
Wow.
All right, so as you saw, Rachel actually made a really good point. I was gonna actually say that credit kind of makes up your financial fingerprint, but it is just a portion of your financial fingerprint. You kind of use your credit combined with your income, combined with other different ways you make money and whatnot, kind of make up your financial fingerprint, whereas the credit score is a main piece of it. It's just not your total financial fingerprint. So what is credit? How do you get this little 3-digit score? Well, it's the Fair Isaac Corporation, otherwise known as FICO. And how FICO comes up with this credit score is they take your credit history and they take that and they throw it into their algorithms. And their algorithms will spit out this 3-digit code. This 3-digit code indicates to whoever's using it how likely you are to not pay back your debt. Meaning, you know, are you good borrower or are you bad borrower? So what makes up your credit report? What all information is FICO looking at? Well, let's dive into it. As you can see here, FICO looks at 5 things. 1, your payment history. 2, total amount of debt borrowed. 3, how long you have had credit, or how long you have been borrowing money, for instance. Number 4, how many credit lines do you have open and how fast did you acquire those credit lines? And then 5, what different types of credit do you have? I.e. credit cards, car loans, mortgages, business loans, etc. So there are the 5 things that kind of make up your credit score. But then now that you see what goes into it, what is the credit score? Like, what does it range from? Let's take a look at this particular graphic. Here you can see that the score ranges from 300 to 850. The lower the score, the higher risk you are to not pay it back your bills, and vice versa. The higher the score, the more likely you are to pay back your debt on time. So you are, i.e. a less riskier borrower. All right, so what is good credit? Well, a good credit score typically is anything above a 700, although that will not restrict you from borrowing money or getting, loans and whatever. But what it will do is have an effect on how good a rate you get when you go to borrow that money. It'll either have a higher impact on your monthly payment or have a lower impact. Usually the better the score, the better the rate, the lower the payment. That's typically how it runs. So let's say that either you don't have credit, maybe your credit's not as good as you want it, or maybe you do have good credit and you just want to maintain that. What goes into it and how can you maintain a good credit score? Well, let's dive into it. If you don't exactly know where your credit's at, what you're gonna wanna do is first look up to see if you have a credit. And you can do that by going to any of the 3 major credit companies and downloading your free credit report. That's right, you get a free credit report every 12 months when you request it. What this credit report will do, it'll show you what your current score is, and it'll also show how this score is comprised, like what's all included in your credit report to make this score. So here are some steps to lower your credit. So you're gonna look at your credit report and you're gonna look at it. First thing I would do is look to see if there's anything that you can dispute. The first things you want to do are dispute the things that may not be true on your credit report to get those off of your credit report. As soon as those are disputed and removed off your credit report, you should see an increase in your score. Number 2, pay your bills on time. Try to never have a late payment. Having a late payment on your credit score can actually have a huge effect. A late payment can stay on your credit score up to 7 years if you don't contest it and you don't know about it. So make sure that you pay your bills on time. All right, number 3, pay off your credit card balances. Reducing your credit utilization will actually have a huge effect on your credit score, or if you already have a good score, it'll keep your score up there and kind of inch you to the top of the 800s, and it'll help you out there. Number 4, don't apply for more credit than you actually need. When you apply for a lot of credit cards, especially in a small time frame, you can actually do a huge detrimental effect to your credit score. The more credit you apply for in a short period of time actually shows you as a higher risk, which will actually decrease your credit score. Hard inquiries on your credit can stay on your credit report for up to 12 months. So keep that in mind. Don't go out there applying for all the credit cards. All right, and number 5, one of the best ways to help increase your score quick and maintain it there is to find a relative that has a good credit score and has good payment history. You can ask them nicely to put you as an authorized user on their credit cards. And once you're an authorized user, they actually use their credit history and apply it to you, and it actually kind of boosts it up. Kind of like if you're playing Super Mario and you eat one of those little mushrooms and it goes and it kind of just boosts you up. It's a way to increase your score like right away. Also, you want to make sure that that person that you become underneath continues to make good payments and has good credit history, because as soon as they start falling behind and not paying their debt off, that could actually have a detrimental effect on your credit score as well. So make sure that that person you know is going to pay off your debt. So you're probably asking, why do I even care about credit score? Why do I care about my credit score, and what's it going to do for me? So really the only benefit to having a good credit score is not only is it easier to borrow money, it makes it cheaper to borrow money. I.e., so if you're looking at, opening up a credit card, or if you're going to buy a car, or if you're going to buy a house or start a business, you need to borrow money to have those things, then having a good credit score is going to benefit you, because it's going to make your monthly payment cheaper on whatever you're buying. And usually the higher the rate, the more money you're going to spend on interest for that borrowed money. The lower the rate, the less money you have. So if you think about it, if you have like a 3% rate versus a 5% rate on like a car or a house, you're talking some big money, anywhere from $100 to like $300 a month that you could be saving by having just a lower score, having a lower interest rate because of your good credit score. So I guess to sum things up, make sure that you find out if you have credit, go to get your free credit report, figure out what's on there, and make sure that you're kind of keeping up on your credit. Like, make sure you're paying your bills on time. Be a responsible person with your money. The more money you have out there that's not being paid back, the lower your score, and it's going to set you back if you ever want to buy a house or get a car, and it's going to make your life a lot easier if you have a good credit score. All right, so that's all I got. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, click the like button. If you want to see more videos that are like this, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications of when I post new videos. And until next time, man, that's all I got for you. So, peace out.